Let's take a look at how simple it is to use Minitab to calculate our descriptive statistics. By descriptive statistics, we're talking about our mean, our median, our mode, our standard deviation, our variance, even our range, our quartiles, our maximum, our minimum, the number of data values we have in a set. These values are easily calculated using computer analysis tools or calculators. Even though we can do these by hand and using the formulas, it's often tedious to do, especially when we have large data sets. So it's really handy to use tools like Minitab. So I wanted to show you how to do that, and I'm going to use the Try It Yourself number 5 from page 84 of your text if you are in Math 221. So if you have your text, you can follow along using that example. If you don't have your text, that's okay. I have the example printed out for you on the next screen. Also, I hope you have the guide sheet that I provided so that you can write this example down and have it for reference to follow along on any problems that you encounter on your homework or on a quiz or a test or in future work that you need to do. So if you have any need to reference this information, you'll have it already handy and ready to go. So let's take a look at how we can do a problem using Minitab and calculate our descriptive statistics. So here we are at Try It Yourself number 5. Sample office rental rates for Seattle's Central Business District are listed. Using a calculator or a computer to find the mean rental rate and the sample standard deviation for all of these values will be much simpler than calculating these by hand. So let me show you how to enter these into Minitab and find the mean and the sample standard deviation. So I've opened up Minitab and I have it ready to go. I have a blank worksheet open and ready to enter the data. If you're using a small data set, you'll most likely be entering it manually. If you have a very large data set, more than likely it will already be entered for you and you will be opening up the data set and importing it in, which I would show you how to do in a different video. In this case, we're just going to enter it manually. The first thing you'll want to do is go right here in this gray box and enter a title for your column. In this column, I'm just going to title it rental. It really doesn't matter what you title it, it's really your choice. But I'm going with rental, as I think that applies. And then you'll enter in each of these rental amounts just as they're given. You can enter them in any order, doesn't really matter. Just enter them just as if you're entering in data into an Excel spreadsheet. If you've ever used Excel, that would be familiar to you perhaps. And I'm going to try not to make any mistakes here. However, I will tell you I have already entered these in another worksheet, but I just wanted to show you how that would go. You would just enter them in one at a time and then select enter after each entry. Now what I can do, since I've already entered these in, I'm going to go up here and I'm going to switch to my other worksheet because I don't want to make you watch me enter in all of these data values. That would be dull. So there they are. They're all entered in. See how I have them all entered in down there? And there they are. So now let's see how to calculate descriptive statistics. You would come up here under the stat function, and then under basic statistics, display descriptive statistics, and here's where we do our work. Now we want to tell Minitab which variables we're interested in calculating. Since we only have one column of statistics available, that's the only one that's there to see. But if we had data in column 2, 3, 4, and 5, those would all be listed here. And so we need to tell Minitab which one to work on. So we're going to tell Minitab to put our rental column data over here in the variables box. We have two options. We can either just double click this variable right here and it'll pop over there, or let me show you what happens. I can delete that. And I can click on it and hit select and it'll go over. So you have two options. Options are always nice. So then we're going to click on statistics and we're going to tell Minitab which statistics we'd like to see. So if I just want the mean and the standard deviation, then that's all I want checked. And if I don't want anything else, so I can uncheck everything else and get rid of it. However, I don't have to uncheck everything else. I can let it give me all of that other information. If I want to know my minimum value, my maximum value, and my range, it'll just be extra information. So right now I'm only interested in my mean and my standard deviation, but just because I like to know extra things, I'm going to leave those extra things checked. So then I click OK, and then I click OK again. And there it is. Minitab gives me the information that I want. Here is my mean, and here is my standard deviation. My mean is 37.888, which I would say 37.89, and my standard deviation would be 3.98. My maximum value was 46, meaning that would be my largest value, and my range is 17. The distance from the largest value to the smallest value would be 17. And that's how easy it is to calculate the descriptive statistics using Minitab.